But we still got the main event. We got heavyweights. We got Curtis Blade. We got a really wild money line. We got we got Chris Daukaus plus 400, the number 9th ranked heavyweight, coming in against Curtis Blaydes, 4th ranked heavyweight, minus 550. And that number was just climbing by the second.
I just want to ask you, did you notice that when they introduced the fight, like the little panel of like height and all that, before they walked them out, at that moment, it was minus 510, minus 375, or plus 375. By the time the fight started, the odds rose to plus 400, minus 550.
That means the whales came in.
You think the whales knew exactly what the hell was about to happen?
Yeah, which I think a lot of people did, man. I mean, that's when you didn't have to be a genius to win money on this fight. You just had to have a bankroll.
That's why I wasn't hyped for this fight, man. I'll be honest. The writing was all over the wall.
But if you think about it, don't they each have a last loss to Derek Lewis? So I mean, and by brutal knockout. So like, it made a lot of sense to match them up.
Did Daukaus lose Lewis?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, you're right.
Badly, he got folded.
Both of them got folded bad.
Both of them got folded bad.
Bad.
From a matchmaking perspective, it kind of made sense. It's like you know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with you at all as far as the matchup. Like, I thought the matchup made all the sense on earth. I'm just saying, like, odds-wise, I think it was clear, like, stylistically, Daukaus had no part in grappling at all with Blaydes. Blaydes is, like, the bigger, more athletic, stronger, faster man.
He's like
essentially has, like,
end.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. Like a stud athlete.
He's a better athlete than Greg Hardy, I'd say, who actually was an NFL defensive end. So, like, seriously.
I would agree with you, bro. I would agree with you. Yeah, Daukaus he got KO'd in 1 minute, or I'm sorry, in 3 minutes, 30 seconds first round in December by Lewis. And fucking.
That's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago. 3.5 months. Like, that's tough. Yeah. It's tough. And then obviously gets huge KO to, well, we'll get there.
No, he does.
I don't want to jump past it. But, I mean, jumping to the first round, Blaydes wasn't even trying to wrestle, which I immediately, when I saw he wasn't even trying to wrestle, I was like, this is really bad for Daukaus. That was my takeaway from the first round is this is really bad for Daukaus.
See, my takeaway, and I guess I'm just a selfish prick, is like, this is really good for me. Like, this is going to be a lot more awesome to watch.
The entertainment level was way higher than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a takedown within 90 seconds. Blaydes on top doing ground and pound, just trying to, like, literally just ground and pound him out, finish by mid-third round, give me a boring snoozer, a 30-27, 30-26, that, like, at that point, you know what I'm saying, that, like, gets stopped mid-third. So that's where I thought we were headed. So for us to get a striking matchup where Blaydes was just kind of picking and piecing Daukaus, and honestly, they went back and forth a little bit, but I thought Blaydes got the better of Daukaus striking round 1, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he cut his eye. It was all stand-up. Landed big rights, and like when he would hit Daukaus, like it would affect Daukaus like bad.
It was rocking him, like you see his body shake.
And when Daukaus would hit Blaydes, it would just be like a jab, and I don't mean like a super effective jab, but just like a jab,
Yeah, like Blaydes looked untouched after the fight, and Daukaus looked messed up.
He did, man, and then like Daukaus. I mean, round 2 was a continuation of round 1 because round 2 lasted 17 seconds.
At 9 seconds, he hits the hugest right counter to Daukaus' 1-2 overhand right. Like, Daukaus throws the jab, tries to slide to the right with the overhand, and literally Blaydes, slides to the left with the overhand. And Blaydes caught him on the chin, or on the face, I guess, like right on the mouth, with just the biggest right-hand counter.
The biggest
just put the lights down.
Like, man, it's weird because I actually love how aggressive Daukaus came out. Daukaus got beat up in round 1. And he came out trying to fucking be the hammer, not the nail. But
his corner's advice was force him to wrestle.
Bad advice.
I thought it was the worst corner advice I've heard all year. I was gonna ask you. They said you're standing and striking with him, and he's honestly getting the better of you. Try to blitz him and force him to wrestle. Hey, if you're losing the striking already, that doesn't make sense.
That makes sense.
I caught that, but I've watched this fight 3 times somehow, and all the times I've watched it, I just can't believe it.
All right, so to me, the X's and O's of this fight were so one-sided that that's not what's going to be fun to talk about here. Blaydes whooped the shit out of Daukaus, knocked him out 17 seconds into the second round with one of the best right hands I've ever seen. I mean,
on the button, like time, like dodged the jab, slid the jab, and just met him before the two came.
I'll say this: maybe not one of the best right hands I've ever seen. A right hand
The timing.
that I never thought I would see from Blaydes. Like
yes, his best right hand ever.
Yeah, yes, facts. Against the striker, right? This was wrestler versus striker, and he outstruck the striker. It's like that. It's like the context of it to me made it juicier because I knew, and the fact that I didn't expect to see that coming from Blaydes. So like that's
here, I'll look up Blaydes by KO. I'll look up the Blaydes by KO odds.
Okay,
we'll see.
Right.
I'll look them up. Let me ask you, where do both guys go forward from here?
I'm saying, which guy? Which guy first? Pick a guy. Which guy?
Also, Volkanovski minus 630 right now. Minus 630 for the next.
Yeah, because that fight shouldn't have been made. I knew.
All right, sorry. I just had to roll.
That's a Mickey Mouse fight.
Go with Daukaus first because I think we should go half empty first.
All right, so Daukaus physically looks like shit. Boom, right off the bat, looks so horrendous.
Blaydes KO minus 110. Blaydes KO minus 110.
Yeah, when he was minus 510, that's really good value.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
If you factor,
he doesn't really get submissions. Right,
factor
ground and pound for TKO. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, that was a good bet.
Right.
But as far as what's next for Daukaus, who actually gave me the suggestion? Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes, after the fight, said that Daukaus needs to drop to 205, and I agree. I 100% agree because he looked like shit. There's so much fat he can lose. Like he needs to get down to like 220, 225, and then cut to 205.
And he's weighing in like at like 244, like walking.
Yep.
Yeah, walking weight. Walking weight. Like,
looks
hey,
like
bro.
He doesn't work out. Like,
but you're telling me he could naturally diet 13 pounds off to 230 and then just do a 25-pound cut? Because that sounds bad, but like that's 10% of his body weight. Like that's plenty of guys do that.
I'll make the challenge that I don't know how hard he's training. What I'm getting at is when you look at somebody, not everybody's going to look like a mannequin or a model, but you can usually tell if somebody's like physically active. Like,
well, his brother fights at 185 for everyone at home.
Same height. They're the same height. Yeah,
correct.
Similar bone structure. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Like,
well, they're brothers. Yeah, like they have to be very similar.
He's just fat. Like, and like I'm not saying, like heavyweights can be a little fat. Like. And it worked for him, I guess, until it didn't. But because I think at 205,
I think at 205 his skill set's very, very much like it's more limited as far as like matchups because I think more guys at 205 have that speed and ability to strike. However, I think that his overall chin and power is going to translate well if he can get that weight down.
And maybe he could wrestle or just I don't know, man. He just doesn't like. Did that guy look like a professional athlete to you? And
no.
it has nothing to do with the number on the scale because he's 6'3". And so it's not like we're dealing with the Daniel Cormier where he's just going to look a little pudgy and that's just how he's built. No, he's 6'3". And there's other guys that fight at 243 that didn't look like that. You know what I'm saying?
Cyril Gahn is 245. And
looks fantastic.
And he's 6'5", so 2 inches taller, but like is literally shredded.
Or Daukaus could hit the weights, right? Like he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
he looks like
he could turn that fat into muscle. Like you start weighing at 250 and get like very swole.
He just looks like he doesn't exercise. Like he looks like somebody who lives like a sedentary lifestyle. Like he looks like he like plays video games, eats cheeseburgers, and drinks beer, which is great. No,
seriously,
I love all those things.
Like Khalil, like he could look like Khalil Roundtree if he'd hit the weights and cut weight the correct way and fight at 205. Like he could be that same guy.
So I don't know, man. Something's got to give. He's got to get stronger. He's got to get smaller. He's got to eat better. He's got to train hard. I mean, because he's not beating nobody in the top 5. He's not beating Aspinall. He ain't beating Volkov. He ain't beating He proved he ain't beating Derek Lewis. He ain't beating Tai Tuivasa. He ain't beating none of that. He ain't beating Curtis Blaydes, obviously.
Well, let me ask you. Okay, so I'm glad you say Blaydes because where's he go from here, man? Because the guys above him are Tuivasa, Miocic, Gahn, and Ngannou, but Tuivasa and Aspinall Or they're going to fight 3 versus 6. Like Aspinall's up to 6.
I don't think so. I think they're going to give Tuivasa Stipe. That's
You
what I've
think?
been hearing. Well, that's not what I would do. That's what I've been hearing more than what you suggested.
See, I think Blaydes Stipe makes sense to me.
Yeah, but they I guess Blaydes, like, I don't know, you could say he
Blaydes Jones. I don't mind Blaydes Jones.
So let's give Blaydes the respect of talking about what he wants. Blaydes wants Cyril gone in an interim title fight. That's fucking dope. Sign me up. Like, let's just start and end there. I mean, maybe that's not creative on my part. Maybe that's not fun podcasting. He wants Cyril gone. He just had a fantastic performance. He was ranked 4.
I could be coerced into that. I'm not mad at that.
Like, he hasn't fought Gone. I mean, he stumbled twice against Ngannou, right? Who's the current champ. So there's no argument for that call out. I mean, and he stumbled to Derek Lewis, but
he's
Derek
already
Lewis
ahead
is
of
coming
Lewis.
off exactly. So why would he?
Right.
Why
We don't have to worry about that.
So his only options were essentially. But Stipe was in the crowd. They tried to set up the
They tried to give him the call out, and he wouldn't really make it.
But do you think he didn't do it because, like, bro, Stipe has been kind of bullshitting lately. Let's be real. Why would you maybe call for a fight?
Yeah, Gon's gonna be more active. Gon's gonna be more active, and I think Gon looks at it as an easier fight versus what his other options are.
Gon probably wants his interim belt back, right?
Right. I think that fight makes a lot of sense.
Like, Gon doesn't get like nobody.
I mean, not gonna be for an interim belt. They need to chill. Like, definitely.
No, I guess. Should be.
Well, and Ngannou's out with the knee surgery, right?
He literally had surgery 2 days ago, bro. 2 days.
Yeah,
like,
you're right. You're right.
Like a bad
All
surgery.
right. Yeah. I'm okay with the interim for those guys. I think that is the move moving forward. I think Blaydes deserves that too, man. I think only stumbling against the champion and Derek Lewis on a crazy uppercut KO that you won the first round on, no doubt.
All right, yeah, for sure. This was a fun one. Episode 82. Check us out on YouTube. Go subscribe. Check us out on social media. Like the Facebook page. And, yeah, man,